Hey, what's going on, guys? We're the Kings of Olympia, and today is a special day because this is something we're about to talk about that's kind of controversial in the fitness community because it's basically overtraining, all right? And people say overtraining is something you should never do because it's so horrible and you're gonna get injured and all this other crap. So we're gonna go ahead and elaborate on that. Number one is I'm just going off of my top of my head with this and personal experience here. Now, your body is going to benefit tremendously from 1 week of overtraining. And what I mean by that is don't go more than 1 week of overtraining, because if you do go more than 1 week, you are getting prone to injuries and your body is not going to recover. So have you ever had a sore muscle before? Okay, I'm sure we all have, and if you don't have sore muscles ever, you're not working hard enough. So if you ever had a sore muscle, you know it takes a few days for that to wear off sometimes. Well, your body takes longer for the soreness to wear off if you're not using that muscle. So in other words, what I mean is recently I had a great chest session and my pecs were just terribly sore all over. And then the next day, I went back and I trained my chest again with the same intensity, same weight, same rep ranges, and then I did it the next day, and then the next day. And then today, I got more chest gains, believe it or not, in just about 5 days of solid overtraining my chest. And I mean training incredibly hard, about an hour and a half to 2 hours of chest training every night for the past 4 days. And I did, I think it was like 55-pound dumbbells. I went up to 75-pound dumbbells. And the max I ever got was 90-pound dumbbells. And I did that, and I was just pressing it up, and my chest was so sore for 2 days. And then the third day, it started to get less sore. And the reason being, my body was like, oh crap, he's not going to stop training us. We're not going to stop having this tension forced on us, so we don't have time to be sore. So then they had to instantly repair themselves. They had to just repair as soon as they possibly could so that they could put all they had into the task at hand, which was lifting. And so in other words, you can push a muscle however far you want to, and it's not going to get damaged as long as you're within the 1 week range, is my assumption, because that's what I've done. But my personal experience on it this week is I've gotten more chest gains, particularly in the upper pecs, just from doing more incline training, but overtraining my chest. So training it way more than I should have in the fitness industry would say. I mean, he hasn't really done a whole lot of overtraining.
Yeah, I abide more in the philosophy of going to the point where you almost I don't want to say undertrain, but where you take a week of rest. And I would absolutely recommend only a week of rest, as like you just do nothing. You know, like it's just a flatly week. You'll feel really flat, and you just won't feel good because you don't have a pump. But basically, the thing goes is your body will assume that you're done, so it'll kind of let itself go, and then you get back into it. So you could do a week of no training, go into a week of full-blown training, and just mess around with things like that. Resting is always beneficial. But don't do it beyond more than a week, because then you will start to lose strength gains and your body will
reset.
Yeah, and I'm having a lot of experience with that now because of all of my recovery from surgery and injuries and sickness that I've had. So when you're resting, make sure that you're balancing it out. So overtrain, undertrain, just train. Bottom line is you need to train.
So just to recap, basically overtraining is not a negative thing as long as it's done within 1 week. No more than 1 week. I'd say 5-6 days tops. So in other words, you can overtrain a specific muscle unless it's a small muscle like a bicep or a tricep, because those can tear. I have experience with that. So all you have to do is 5 to 6 days a week is my recommendation of overtraining a large muscle group like a back, your calves, your quads, your hamstrings, or your chest like I did, and see what kind of results you get. Put in the same effort every single day with the same weights every single day. Push for the same performance, and I mean push hard the first day, because that's when you're going to be at your peak with no soreness. And then the second day, you're going to be really sore. Then push it again, and then push it again, and then push it again, until you reach that 5 to 6 day maximum. And by the time you've reached 5 or 6 days, you should not be sore anymore. And the reason why is not because your body just recovered. So in other words, you put in hard work on the first day, and then you got sore. Your body should not be getting unsore, I guess, or recovering if you're putting in the same amount of effort every single day. You should be getting more sore theoretically, correct? Wrong. And that's because, like I said, your body is forced to adapt. And that's what lifting is all about. And specifically bodybuilding. You have to force muscle groups to adapt to what you're forcing them to do. That's just something that I've always found as amazing about the human body, is that it will adapt. It doesn't. I'm not gonna say no matter what you want to put it through, but it will adapt for most things, like overtraining. But again, don't do it for more than a week, because you can get hurt, and your recovery is going to be based off of genetics. If you've got really good genetics, you could get crazy gains in 1 week of overtraining. If you have good genetics, you could get good gains within 1 week or so of overtraining. If you got bad genetics, you're probably not going to get all that far, and you might get injured more easily. But bad genetics are just as rare as elite genetics, so keep that in mind. But you have anything else to add to that?
No, not really.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. We're the Kings of Olympia. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video so we know you want to see more content like this. Go ahead and follow us on Instagram. Link is in the description box below. We'll see you in the next one. Peak check!